series, Jason excelled with the axe, but one too many brushes with spinners zombified Thor before the end of the competition. For this series, he's back with a fresh design and plans to be even more powerful.
Your axe looks bigger.
Yeah, well, the axe is the same size, but the machine itself is smaller. So
Okay, and what about tactically? What's the plan?
I'm just going to wait for a minute.
Okay.
And let them all do their thing, and then I'm just going to go and pick on one that's not expecting it.
Are the hazards part of your plan, or are you just going to go straight in?
I like the idea of the rogue robot, I really
Yeah.
do. I think that's great, and I think I might press that button and see what we get.
Okay, please give it up for Thor. Good luck.
Teams are arming up in the arena.
From Northampton, Thor.
Thor's axe goes from 0 to 90 miles an hour in less than a second and inflicts 1¼ tons of force on its victims. Builder Jason has designed this version of Thor to be lower and flatter to get underneath its enemies.
Roboteers, stand by. Three, two, one. Activate.
Here we go then. Look for the spinning drum there of concussion. That's Thor with that mighty axe and a little bit of a bash there. And what is Tauron doing? Hello, Tauron! What are you doing? Not a lot. Chimera 2. They got themselves caught on the floor spikes.
Keep going, Jordan.
A tentative battle this, but it's intriguing nonetheless. These are good-looking competitors, and they're driving sensibly. And he's attacking Chimera 2 there, Thor. That's interesting that he's gone on to Chimera 2.
Oh, hey.
Jason obviously thinks he's the strongest opponent, needs to get him out of the way.
Don't do it, don't do it.
Fully invertible, concussion, has its own sort of stream X and run both sides up then. Thor in there again, Chimera 2 with the piggyback. Concussion seems damaged, but still mobile. Looks like Chimera 2 is in trouble. Now Thor goes in on concussion. Chimera 2 has gone. Concussion is moving, but only on one wheel. And I think Jason here is just trying to drive Thor in, trying to get used to the controls on the modified robot. Tauron, what happened to you, Tom and Tim? Oh, dearie, dearie me. Chimera 2 are out and not happy. Well, there's Thor angling for the attack. Concussion dodging away from Chimera 2. They got themselves on the spikes. Testing first battle for our robots. Thor and concussion through.
Okay, Thor, I thought we were going to have to go in and resuscitate you for a minute.
Yeah,
What happened?
the drive was a little bit sluggish. It's very cold, so I'm just wondering whether the chemistry in the battery is not very happy because of the temperatures.
Okay.
So we'll try and I'll put them down with trousers or something before we
Give it up, please, for Thor. Good luck in the head-to-head. Concussion and Thor return victorious to the pits. For Jason, new Thor has left him with cause for concern.
It was not driving right, so I need to work out what's going on. I think I've got a battery issue.
Our first head-to-head is between Axebot Thor and the spinning drum of concussion.
Jason has traced the fault he felt was impeding his arena rampage.
The issue was just this little wire here had come off, so throw that away and I've replaced it.
But that small fault has cost him dearly and could ultimately lose him the use of the weapon.
It's only bent because I've missed, and it's the movement stopped suddenly on this point, and I've got a bit more power in it now, so I've turned it round and it should bend it back the other way. Can't keep doing that because it will fatigue and crack and drop off or fly off.
For seasoned roboteer Jason, Thor is a labour of love. So, after many iterations, could this version be approaching perfection?
I'm Jason from Northampton, and my robot is Thor. Part of being a builder is demolition, and that's what I'm bringing to Robot Wars. The new version of Thor is sleeker, lower, it's actually faster, more powerful, and more relentless. The weapon can deliver 1,250 kilos of force in less than 250 milliseconds. How would I best describe Thor? Relentless, savage, and powerful.
3, 2, 1.
Will Jason's bent arm drop off? Did he shove his batteries down his trousers? That's what I want to know. There is the arena button. The house robot goes rogue. Dead Metal enter the arena and pins. Concussion.
No. Keep going.
They're okay. Just about with their custom-made machine. Can it get that drum up to 6,000 RPM with that mighty tip speed of 137 miles an hour? Not greatly damaging Thor. Thor faster, lower, more powerful, but smoking. Jason's machine, smoking gets away, has learnt to control it at speed. Goodness me. Oh, that's not smoke, that's CO2 venting. It means he won't be able to use his axe. Look at this for a fight! They're wedged on the floor of the arena! This one might go to the judges. Concussion can't move! This is a battle to the very death! Concussion can't get out of there! They're spinning! There is the button again, which means this time it's Matilda!
Matilda's done a shame.
Concussion, wedged by Matilda. That means Thor can come in with that mighty axe. Slam, bam. Oh, Dead Metal in there as well. But poor Concussion. They're almost out of it because they're stuck in there. They can't drum up and a pound get away. They get They flip Thor with the mighty power of the drum. What a turn up. What a turn-up! What a battle that is! One of the best we've seen this series.
Stupid, Jay.
Jason is gobsmacked. Brilliant stuff. Well, they awoke from their concussion. And Jason looks absolutely distraught because Thor was on the attack. It might have been smoking, but Concussion got stuck in there, couldn't get out. Something came off Thor, I think. That's when Matilda went in, trying to do a grisly best. But look at this. The power of the drum. It's all about the drum beat.
For Jason, a bad split-second decision cost him the match. His upgraded axe is now proving less than reliable.
Being stupid, went in for a bit of a nudge to sort of try and finish him off, and I went flying and then couldn't turn myself back over.
Thor and Mr. Speed Squared are next up into the arena. For each of these teams, winning here is essential to stay in the running.
Performing his final checks, Jason has found a new problem with Thor.
Seem to have a problem with the drive with one of the wheels, and it's very stiff.
Stress levels are rising for Jason.
Both these teams are fighting for their robots' lives in the competition. A bad defeat now will dent more than their machine.
In the corner patrol zone, the king of carnage, Sir Killalot. And Dead Metal.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Can Mr. Speed Square deliver some payback here? In comes Thor. He's had problems with the axe arm. He couldn't self-right because the CO2 vented in the last one, but everything seems to be okay now. He's had drive problems with one of the wheels, but Thor looks back to its best now. And with the precision repairs, MR Speed Squared hit their machine with an hammer. Now they're being hammered. And they're out. Out of this one anyway. Victory in this battle for Thor.
Oh,
So
cheers,
disappointing.
guys. Look at Thor's drive. His drive is like next level.
So much drive on the attack straight away. Bash. Crash. Smash. And in underneath with the wedge. Down came the axe again. A battering.
Turns out getting hit in the head
Yes.
is probably the greater problem for you.
Yeah, no, that's true. Our battery's packed up. basically.
Oh, really? And was it anything about the fact that he came in very close to you and just hammered you on the head with an axe?
I don't think
Sorry,
so.
it can't have helped, but...
Yeah. The results would have to fall your way, but there's still a chance that you can get into the final. So don't give up just yet. Equally, you're not there fully yet.
No, I know.
Because of the last defeat, but this
Yeah.
was definitely a step in the right direction for
It
you.
was, yeah. Well pleased. Robot's much better than it was.
So at the end of that, no points, but still in the game for more speed squared and 3 points for Thor!
Jason, meanwhile, is delighted Thor is finally living up to expectations.
Oh, that was better. Smiles back. Happy with that. Drive system's working as it should be. I think the axe is on fire as well, so, yeah.
Jason, it's battle of the drivers. We've seen John Jr. over there do an amazing job
Yeah,
with
very good,
heavy
yeah.
metal.
Yeah.
Have serious armour there.
We'll put the heavier hammer on,
Okay.
so it delivers a bit more power.
Right.
And the front's flat to the floor. That should get straight under him.
Okay, please give it up for Thor.
In the arena, it's the thoroughly malicious Matilda and Dead Metal.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
And Thor immediately getting in underneath heavy metal. We knew that would be Jason's tactic. Down comes the axe.
Nice. Get his back. Go on. You got this.
Look at the arena floor. It's absolutely littered with the little rubber feet that are on the wheels of heavy metal to give it traction, which means they can hardly move without skittering. Difficult now for John Jr. He's doing a brilliant job, though. Turns away again. Oh, nearly lined up an attack to come in behind heavy metal and flip. And once again, John Jr. turns heavy metal away. The weaponry electronically powered.
Oh, no.
Can move at 10 RPM, but it's going nowhere. And Thor is in behind. Oh, and then Thor hit the arena floor and couldn't sustain the attack. Couldn't drive home the advantage. Drove onto the floor spikes. Drove heavy metal into Matilda's rear fly wheel, and off comes the wheel of heavy metal. And now stuck between Thor and Matilda, and I'm afraid this heavy metal gig is about to end with a slow dance towards the Peterless Thor. Nearly got into trouble from Dead Metal, but Stacy's called Thor the winner. Heavy metal game opponent, but a beaten opponent. Oh, watch this for Matilda! Oh, really big hit. Don't tangle with the rear end of Matilda. All-out attack. Thor using that front wedge to get in underneath. I think the heavy metal grabber is bent. That's where the wheel came off. That's where Matilda came in. That's where heavy metal were beaten.
Thor is victorious and will meet concussion in the final. Seasoned Roboteer Jason is confident of his ability to decimate his rival.
Concussion's a drum spinner, and with the front end that I've got, I think I can go straight underneath it, and then it's just a case of just bludgeoning him to death.
When these two met in their head-to-head, Jason's showboating cost him the match. Can concussion get the best of Thor for a second time?
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Final. Jason is a builder. His estimate is a bludgeoning victory. Yeah, we all know about builders' estimates. Jason and Thor at the moment, bit cagey. Doesn't want to go head-to-head with that spinning drum. Wants to angle an attack to get its axe down. And Jason's so experienced at the controls. Thought he had a bit of an edge there. Didn't. Well, I can't see any great damage caused.
His axe not working.
Again, Jason might have gone a little bit cocksure there going in. And nearly got flipped. That's what happened to him before. A little bit overconfident, perhaps. Comes in with a side-ish attack on an angle. Concussion holding the central ground. Dead Metal awaits. Concussion nearly pinned.
Using gas.
Gas is venting from Thor. Now this is what happened before against Concussion, because when Concussion turned Thor over, Jason lacked any sort of stream mech because of a lack of CO2 to self-right. Down will go the picks. This is a very tactical heat final. And Concussion is prowling and growling and again holding the arena central space. There is no power in that Thor axe, it would seem now. Thor is in trouble because it can't dish out punishment unless there is something left in the weaponry. And so the heat final goes on! And he did have enough power to self-right. He was holding it back. Brilliant stuff from Jason. Good attack from Concussion. On the side. Over went Thor. Would it suffer the same problem as before? No. Good recovery. We're all grown-up kids living out our childhood fantasy, say the Concussion boy.
Buckled him. Buckled him good.
And that front wedge is buckled, they think. And Concussion again, the more aggressive. The drum spinner may not be up to the maximum 6,000 RPM and can't spin now because Jason is using the Thor wedge to break that drum, to stop that drum moving. Now it'll move again as it frees itself. This is very tight. Wouldn't want to be a judge if it goes all the way. There's still power in the axe.
Go on, whiz it up, get in.
It's going as fast as it can.
But can it move, Thor?
Don't jam him. He's a weapon.
Come back. Stop. Come back. Don't restart him.
Pull back.
Like two heavyweights who punch themselves out. And that might have been a little bit of a fake from Thor there. Because Thor is on the attack now. On the flame pit's not going to do Concussion's motors any good. Ceases calls after a brutal, abrasive heat final.
We could have won that. We could have won.
They might have won. Or has he won? Has he wasted an opportunity? Doesn't look happy. Thor flipped, came down. But that was Concussion's tactic, to draw Thor in. You could see the CO2 venting again. But very cleverly, Jason kept enough in the tank. And when flipped there, could self-right. That's experience for you. Well, that will count in his favour. It's time for our judges to decide.
It was kind of a battle, the old guard against the newbies.
Yeah.
And the idea would have been that you schooled them, but it was much more even than that, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah. It's a good machine. Very, very good machine. I was trying to get a hold. It was like getting hold of a bar of soap. It was. I was trying to push them towards the House of Robots who were in the pit, and I just couldn't do it.
It was a close one. Give it up for Thor, please.
But we have received the adjudication, the results are in, and the judges were unanimous. The winner of this fight, the winner of this episode, and definitely going to the grand final is Concussion, ladies and gentlemen.